some days are a lot harder than others, just like everybody in life, but not everybody has this mental illness that just says, well, today, no matter what you do, is going to be crappy. You get pushed so far, and then depression pushes you over the edge. People just freak out when they find out. They're like, oh, you're not normal. I'm like, who really is? My name is Bailey O'Brien. I'm 17 years old. I've lived with depression my whole life, but like the first time I actually realized I had it was probably back in 8th grade. I, I was clinically diagnosed in 8th grade, but a little before that I didn't know what depression was, but there was always something that was like, okay, why do I always feel like crap? um, Living with it isn't hard, but it's not easy. Like some days are a lot harder than others, just like everybody in life, but every day's different because like I have no control over it, but some days it's not bad at all. And some days it completely sucks. Like it just depends on like, so take a good day with depression. Like you still feel like there's still something in the back of your mind that feels like crap, but you're like, okay, it's actually not that bad. Like I can go through this day, I'll be fine. Bad days are horrible. I hate them so much. Like you wake up and it's just one of those days where you're like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go to school. I don't want to have to get out of my house. But of course you have to, because it's part of life. You have to do things you don't want to do. And it's just, I don't know. Bad days, it's like, I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want people to talk to me. You have to go through these conversations with people where you're just like, I really don't give a about what you're saying because I'm dealing with something, but I can't do anything about it. But that's the thing that I like about medication is that like it makes those bad days very far apart. Like they're less than if I was off medication. Bad days can be triggered by anything at all. I could wake up and the milk could be spoiled and I could have a day. Like it's kind of sad that like something that has no meaning whatsoever can just be like, that upsets me. It's like, now I'm in a bad mood. Like, there's different things that like I'll see or like I'll hear about and I'll just be like, oh, I don't want to do anything today. I don't want to face today, and kind of thing. People treat somebody different for everything, and with depression, it's people treat you like you're fragile, and it's not that you're fragile. I mean, like, having depression makes you stronger, I guess, because you have to fight off something that you can't really control. But when people do find out, there is always this kind of like, oh, let's keep it safe around him, like kind of thing. I've had people move scissors away from me before, and I'm like, what? Okay. I was like, yeah, I'm totally gonna do that right now, right in front of you. Like, some people find out you have a mental illness like depression, and they freak out about it. They're like, oh, well, can't be near sharp objects. Always watch him. Can't be by himself, kind of thing. And it's like, no, I can be by myself, and I can use a pair of scissors without using them on myself. I try to stay busy, because the way depression is like, if you give it the time to take over, it will. I'm always watching movies, or I'm always doing something, or like I'm trying to always fill my time. And I think that's the best way to deal with it, because I mean, everyone has a past. I used to deal with it in horrible ways, and like staying busy is the best, because then it keeps your mind off of it and doesn't make you think about it, because the more you think about it, the worse it gets. No matter what I do, it's crappy, because it's like, oh, there's just this thing in your brain like ticking, and it just sucks, and some days you can't get over it. And I try to surround myself with people as much as possible, because being around people makes it a lot easier to not think about yourself. I have, the first time was in 8th grade, and that's why I went to the hospital, and that's when I was diagnosed with depression. Since then, I've attempted many times. I'm not gonna say a number because it's a lot, but obviously none of them have worked. But Yeah, I mean, I have depression. It's a very common side effect of having depression is wanting to kill yourself, especially when things go bad in your life. Like the first time I tried to kill myself, it was bullies. I mean, it's always been like every time I've tried to kill myself, it's been depression and then something added on to it. Like it was never just depression that made me want to kill myself. It just made me sad and like empty, but like there was always something on the back burner that just pushed me to be like, okay, I don't want to be here anymore, kind of thing. So I started self-harming in 8th grade. I started because I was in choir with this girl who had marks all up her arm, and I didn't know what they were. And I asked her, and she was like, you asked me what they were, and I couldn't tell you because I don't like saying it to people, but I have them on my arm, so it's obvious. It's cutting. She was like, I cut myself, and I was like, at first I was like, why in the hell would someone do that? And then I did it, and I understood. Because you get addicted to it, and then it becomes the only way you can deal with pain. I'm not condoning it. Please don't ever anyone start doing it, or in any way self-harm, burning, gagging, scratching, nothing. Don't do it. Like it sucks. And like now, almost half of my body is covered in scars because I thought cutting would help with my depression, or at least ignore me from it. Because throughout the years that I've done it, it was always that I inflicted the pain so I could control the pain. So it wasn't like depression controlling me, I was controlling it. But I've been clean since last year. I stopped, so it will be a year in March that I've been clean, which is a big landmark because my landmark used to be I could go a day without doing it. And I was like, yay me, I'm so proud of myself, kind of thing. There was always something you were looking for to help with the depression, like help deal with it. And especially being a teenager, going through puberty, going through coming out of the closet and bullies and all this, I didn't have really friends to fall back on to talk to about it. I couldn't talk to my parents. Like no kid talks to their parents, and I think that's sad, but like I couldn't go to my mom and be like, Mom, I cut myself and I wish I was dead. Can you help me out here? Like that's not something that you're just like all confident saying, it's really hard to go to someone and say how I deal with my depression is I hurt myself, like even more. And it's like depression already hurts you. Like, of course I still have my bad days and I still have my good days, but people are getting to the point where people understand it, but like some people are so rude about it.
I saw the light fade from the sky. On the wind I heard a sigh. As the snowflakes cover my fallen brothers, I will say this last goodbye. I bid you